Hey guys, welcome back to this recap for Thursday. And let's take a look at price action and see what happened. Hopefully enjoying the live streams if you're checking those out. They are at 8 o'clock Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Of course, next week probably won't be on Thursday just because probably most people won't pay attention even if it is on because there's a little special day going on there. But thinking about all that though, let's go ahead and get into price action. It's playing around a key level of support today. Everybody thought it was going up. It did actually throw the signal that it wanted to go up, but there was some news and stuff that came out, and that's why we kind of waited and then going back down to those key levels. The bigger time frames, like we've been calling out, if you're watching the other recaps, you got to let the market tell you what it wants to do. Until that happens, you trade the TA that's there. Can't push that enough. But let's go ahead and dig into it, guys, and take a look at what's going on. So and let's see what's up. So here is the charts for today. We're on the 15-minute chart. Now, of course, we set all our levels. You can see the spike right up here, nice little run up. We talked about that yesterday, and then it kind of started to break down here. And then through the evening, I was watching this, just kind of a little snake pattern, right? Really just kind of ranging back up. We were watching the 200 and the 21 start to come together. It did get some energy, and this is when everybody got all excited. It did break out of this channel with some energy. And then there it goes. What I want to really point out is this right here, though, and then right here, and now we're sitting right here again. And this is a key level of support on the weekly time frame. It also connects with the monthly time frames. This is a pretty strong level. 85,500. Talked about it. Here we are again at 85,500. We keep getting rejected every time we go up. This should have actually ran up. You can see the breakout levels. We tried to, it's basically a repeat of yesterday in a way, just less energy. There it goes. It goes up. And started to come back down. Backtested. That's pretty nice, actually. A nice little backtest. You would have thought this was going to run right here. Take off. So you had the morning started out, you're bullish because you're above your 200 and your 21. You're starting to get some run here, and then it snaps back. Right here is a great pullback for you to look at taking that trade and running on that on out. And I wouldn't blame anybody for looking at taking that trade, except the one thing that didn't look good on the charts, which you probably see already, is the indicators are not lined up. So this is one of the strategies that's a pullback trade is what we call it. So you get the breakout of the trend or off of the triggers. You get the breakout, and then you want to see the pullback. A lot of times when you see a pullback, this is when it's actually going to move. When you see this pullback or breakout and pullback, so it was resistance, right? It was coming up, trying to get through it, couldn't get through it. Finally breaks above it, and then when it comes back down, it now becomes support. So it's going to bounce on that support. So what that's called an SR Flip, you'll hear that term. So it's a support and resistance. So it was resistance, got flipped now into support. So that's why it's called an SR Flip. And that's exactly what you want to see. But what you really want to look at for that strength of that move, that you're really going to get the energy that we want, is you got to see the indicators tell you that you can get it too. And as you can see, can't really see it. They're not giving that to you. You're top down on the RSI. The MACD is showing rollover. It's coming down. Now this could expand here on the MACD, but you want to be careful. If you're checking these boxes, this would have been no. I'll put X's for no, right? Oops, don't mess up my stuff. X's for no. So those are no-nos. That's a yes. I mean, it is backtesting, so you could check that one yes. That one's kind of a neutral on the MACD. Check box that you are above the 21 and the 200. I like how the 21's coming up against the breakout area. It's backtesting this trend line that's here. Everything looks pretty good. So you have another check here. So you have the 1 check, the 2 check, and then you have the neutral, and then the no. So possibility, yeah, you could look at trading it, which is amazing, right? It started to break on up and kept going. So you could have been looking at this. Of course, you would have thought it was going to run. So if that was the case and we were going to do this, you'd go into the 5-minute and see all this fancy drawings on here. And wonderful stuff up. Okay. All right. So, ouch. Well, what do you see right off the bat? That would be a negative check. I was checking off a lot of boxes here on the 15-minute, and it was like, okay, that's some good, some bad. Okay, 50-50 on this trade. Let's get into it. Go into the 5-minute to look at taking this entry here, and tons of red flags are ringing at you. So one of the big ones is right here. Price action is underneath the 21 moving average that's coming up through here. So nope, can't trade this back test right here on that 15-minute. That was the back test right here on the 15-minute. This is showing up here. This is showing still down. This is still showing down. And you're also underneath the 21, but you're above your 200, so you're neutral in this. For you to be able to take this trade, you want to be able to at least get this broken above. You can see exhaustion right here. This started to cross to show a little bit of promise, but this is still kind of in that downwards behavior. So you would be looking at taking this trade way up in here. And obviously, if it came back down, you would take this on the 21 because you're probably more than likely are looking for this at least run up against a point of control or even further, and you would have been stopped out right through here, and you would have not stayed in that. Now this, you're starting to flip back around. It starts to get pretty aggressive. It crosses over your 200. Let's go back out to the 15-minute because that's really where we want to be at this point. So it came right through. It's 200 and it's 21. Boom, you have the close down here, the 1-2. That's why I marked this for you. The one thing is now you're kind of the other way. So right, so your indicators are, the nice thing is you have stoaches that you have to say neutral to. If I was marking them back off like I did earlier, I would say neutral on the stoaches, or almost a no on the stoaches, really, because it's going up and we're looking for this to go down. Now this, I would expect this to kind of happen, right? It's going to roll up and this better back test here and break down. So you got your 2 candle closes. We're looking for this to let us get in here. So let's go back into that 5-minute on that and see what we got. So what we wanted to see was, are we underneath the 21 and are we underneath the 200? And yes. But right now we're still going back up, so we want to see this top out here. One thing we don't like is this is kind of going up, and this has already ran down during this time frame and it's exhausted. So this could stay down here, but again, it's not as strong as we would like, but it's not too bad. So you could look at getting in this trade. You definitely want to wait for this to top out and start to cross back through. So right through here is when you can start looking at trading this. So we'd be looking at somewhere right in this area. You can put your stops. That's why this was on here. But you can put your stops anywhere in this range. The 200 when you're this close isn't a bad idea. And then ideally, the best place to just trade it would be right down to the 85,500, because that's been this major support level that we keep talking about. It keeps playing in this area, just like we've been talking about here on the live price action. You see me kind of draw this on here because it looks like it's kind of just been trending back after the breakdown. And this white line is really if you go out to the 4-hour, you can see this is the last big drop that happened in the 4-hour. It came right through that area here and wicked down. Now we did the same thing. We wicked through it here. We didn't get all the way down as these wicks before, but we did wick down through this. And we're kind of fighting now against this key area. We didn't come back up through it. We're fighting it. So in about 5 minutes, this candle is going to close, and it's going to close underneath that 85,500. This is the 4-hour chart, and again, I was pointing out those indicators. You're already bearish already because your MACD is underneath of this 0 line. The histogram started to run up back through here when it was topping out, and then it's already crashed and going red for you. So those are all red flags. You're already getting across here. This is already starting to roll back over, and the stochages are already have pressure down. So let's see what happens if we get this close here in the next 5 minutes below this level. Not looking as good. Right now you're getting pushed back up on the 1 hour. You still have the RSI still pushing down. The MACD is trying to curl, but it could easily roll back on over. This could roll on over and let this drop. It is critical to kind of see how things close out. Now the 15-minute right now is doing that same thing, is kind of follows the trend of the 4-hour. The 4-hour and the 15 go together. The weekly 4-hour and 15 are always kind of the lined up charts, right? And then your daily 1 hour and really that 5-minute, 1 minute are your other lineup charts. So they all kind of all work together. I mean, if you really wanted to get into that, we do offer a lot of that on the channel for free to talk about a lot of this stuff. We are bringing out no more paid knowledge going forward, just because more and more people are looking for stuff, and we only have so much time. But I do talk about that, and you can educate yourself. And once you kind of learn that stuff, you start to understand kind of more why we look at all this, why we are looking at trades. So getting back into this, obviously you would have made that trade, would have broke down, you would have been pretty good. That's a solid target. Now you could have said, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and let this run to crazy land, but when it crosses back above its 21, I'm gonna get out. And there is your exit, because it crossed right through here. So it's still a 1.8, still pretty good trade. Now you can see, this is why I always say get out on the 21 and don't wait around, because this one didn't roll over and come back down. When it came back up originally and started to go against it, it rolled down and then snapped right back through it. And that's a pretty big move. I mean, if you come down here, that's a 2.4, almost 2.5. And then when you finally got out, you got out somewhere probably in here. You might even got out on that candle. You're looking at a 1.7. I mean, that's a, what, 0.6, 0.5, 0.6, depending on where you're getting out. Difference, that's quite a bit of money. So a lot of people, they feel like, hey, I'm not going to get out because that's not fair. I mean, I could have made so much more money. It's going to go back down. Obviously, this is already grinding up. If this has yet, this happened at about 3:30 up here at this top here, but I guess it's crossed back at 3 o'clock. So since 3 o'clock, and now we're talking basically 6 o'clock, so three hours worth of time, this is just kind of floated. The nice thing is it hasn't just shot out of here, but it easily could shoot out of here. It hasn't truly gone back over and put pressure back down. Now we have some major support and resistance. Really, it's resistance at this point because we broke through it and we've started to flip it over, and now it's back testing up through here. And this could just break down. That's what I was saying, is that 4 hour going to break through here in a little bit. But if you got out here, you wouldn't have to deal with this trauma. And you can always reevaluate trading and get back in. I mean, if you have key levels and said, hey, if this actually starts to break down here off of this level and it starts to show a pattern here, that's what you see me drawing this bigger pattern. If I'm on a higher time frame, you can see that it started to come up and looks like it could probably test in this area and grind down. So if it starts making higher lows right through here, there's a high low, or high, and then it made a higher low because it's lower than this one, right? And then it keeps going down, keeps going down. You connect the dots, and then you kind of have that flat bottom. Takes off. So we'll see. That's kind of what we're watching right now. It's not telling us that yet. It's just setting up for that. So we're watching this behavior. Now, obviously, if it starts to break above this key level of resistance right here, as of right now, that's what we're kind of testing. And if we see this break up, then it could come back and start building and keep grinding up. And really, this trend is just going to kind of start to continue on now. You're kind of in that limbo. This is why you don't just jump into trades. Wait. That's why I'm pointing this out, because this is live. So if someone said, hey, do you want to take a trade right now? I'd be like, no, why would I take a trade right now? There's nothing that tells me to take a trade right now. Yeah, it looks like it could dump. And if you just ask me, I say it's definitely a higher chance for it to go down than up right now. But let's wait for the market to tell us this. So let's wait for it to grind down and stack up against it. Grind down, stack up against it. Boom, maybe boom. And then, so somewhere down in here, I might start looking at getting in because it's trying to confirm what I'm doing. And it may do this and come back up and snap around a little while. Like I'm not too fearful if I start to miss it because I kind of know that. The other thing is we do have a target from here to here because this is when it came and back tested, and this was a good run. So I'm going to look at this target right here for that move, and that actually is right up here. That matches basically that area. Grab that, drag it out. Now you could snap that up here off of this. It just depends on what you want. So we could be looking for 83,300, or if it breaks out this bottom area off of this and starts to build out into here and starts to break out down here, then we could be looking at down at 82.3. You can see it's not much of a difference though, really, is it? But yeah, it's just an estimated target, and this is all estimated right here until we see confirmation of this to be broken down. And you can go out to longer time frames and really see, are we getting a bigger breakdown here in a bigger pattern, because this is the pattern right here, and then this is this rundown. This is grinding down, and we did get that close underneath this key level. You can see that I'm zooming opening up the chart here a little bit and zooming into it, so you can kind of see it. Right here was the 85,500, and it got closed. So this closed at 85,472.8. This one opened at 85,472.7. So we're definitely underneath the major support that's been on the market for a long time, and it has tested a couple times now. And today has been the break. I mean, you look how many times it boom, 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 boom. That's 4 hours. That's 4, 8, 12, 16 hours it played with this major price and then rejected. Then it came back and tested it for another 8 hours, rejected. And then it came through with vengeance. All right, it said, hey, I'm going to take you out, man. And then boom, boom, boom. Now it back tested right here, closed below. Now, I mean, this is a 4-hour candle. I mean, this could grind up a little bit, could grind down, but to me, it does look a little more bearish attitude. You have the 4-hour, or the 1 hour did snap down as well, clean right back through, and then just barely, just kind of started to roll over. Now this could be building out, and then we'll start to watch. You do have your 21 way up here. Like I said, this could run up a little bit with this area. This could run up a little bit higher, but in the 4 hour, it might just wake up and come down. Just something to pay attention to, something that we're watching as well as we kind of talked about live price action. That's why, again, remember I said I'm not taking a trade. You got to tell me really what you're going to do before I can really consider any of that. The other thing too is I just did, we are live on this change of the market, the shift. So we're closing out this 24-hour or this 12-hour period of open. And this is closing out, and we're opening up another session in Asia market and those markets, London market, all that's going to start to work out through the next 12 hours, and we'll let those play out here. And that's why we're going to wait for tomorrow. Typically, it depends on what you want to do. But anyways, going back into this trade, I do want to point this out here on the 15-minute. You can see how it found this bottom right here, and see how the stoaches started to push back up and how this grinded down here. This is another way to find a bottom. This is a very bottom behavior, and this is the indicators are telling you that as well. The MACD has started to go flat here, and that flatness is kind of calling this area out. And then we got the rotation. Now this didn't get down as low, but once you saw this start to happen and start to push up, a lot of times this isn't going to keep grinding. The 5-minute actually is a lot cleaner in this. It came down right here. You saw the MACD actually crossed right here to go bullish. So you got this slow moving average and the fast moving average, and they crossed through. So that's a bullish behavior. You also had a bottoming here, and it's starting to want to roll over and push back up. So it's not saying to get in the trade. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you're trying to trade this out and you're sitting down here and you saw this start to happen, that's a red flag of like, okay, well, more than likely this is going to come down and start to anywhere down in this zone. You'd want to call it out. Anywhere down in this area, I'm just going to take my trade off. So you can see we got a lot better return on our money compared to the 21. So the guy that got to 21, hey, that's always a safe net. Simple, easy, boom, boom, get out. Make it simple for yourself, right? Now, if you wanted to be a little better at trading, you get more money, right? You make more money. It's making more money right here. And that's why I want to point that out. That's why these levels are marked, because that's what I would be doing myself too. Be like, whoa, what's going on here? I'm going to mark this candle here on the 5 minute. These candles right here, like what? Yeah, we're down here. This could roll over and crash. If this comes back down, okay, well, this is already all topped out. This could roll over here, but this is going up and this is going up. I'm going to go ahead and take it off on this major support area. So it's like I was talking about yesterday. If you watch yesterday's recap, I talked about this on the bigger time frame when you have major support, and then you watch to see how the bottoming of the market happens. This isn't a low time frame in the 15-minute, 5-minute, but this is exactly what it looks like. This is how you know you're in the bottom of the market on the weekly, the daily, even that 4-hour time frame. Those longer time frames that we've been talking about yesterday give a lot of blah blah blah, if you will. It might sound like a lot, but that's I would almost beg you to go back and watch that recap on Wednesday, because a lot of people want to know what the bottom of the market is. It's right here. Like that is the setup. Now you're looking at those longer time frames and you want to see that on the daily. So if you imagine this was the daily and you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, say 12 candles, and those were daily candles, that's 12 days. That's almost 2 weeks of time frame right there that would have transitioned out. And look how 12 days you would have been able to see this in play. And now it's not fully confirmed, but you know, look at this range, like we're even right here. Like as it starts to rotate, and you're watching this whole thing play out. Imagine this being days. I mean, look how long this is. Just look at a month's worth of information here. But you can start to see like, hey, it's getting back above this major support, and like we've been talking about it getting back under. But I'm just kind of pointing this out, saying you could have easily called that. Do you want to be the perfect buy? Well, if you're going to dollar cost average in, hey, yeah, that's a great place to dollar cost average in if this was your daily charge, right? And then you should start to get up here, and if it rolls back over and goes a little lower, we just get a little cheaper then and get a little bit more. But you know you're in that state. And you're starting to see that bottoming behavior. That's what we're seeing right through here. We talked about the other day with, I'm on the 5 minutes, so it doesn't mean a ton, right? But right here, and then, so that's a higher low to this lower low, and then this is our higher high to this higher low, or lower low, sorry. That makes sense. But basically you have divergence. So you have a lower area here and a higher area here. You have a higher area than this lower area, so boom, you have divergence. They're against each other, they're not parallel, lined up. One's going down, one's going up, boom, going against each other. Race divergence. So there you go, that's bullish divergence being played out right there. Of course, it's only on the 5 minutes, so not a big deal. And then of course this just matches it, so it doesn't work there. And then you had a higher, these match too. So you had a lower low, and then a higher low, and lower low, higher low. Boom, 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 boom. So, all right, well, I'm going to stop blah, 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 and let you guys go. Like and subscribe. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully, like I said, go back and check the Wednesday's recap. We talked about this on the longer time frame, and I just showed it to you right here on kind of how it found that bottom. I'm not going to call out the bottom, I'm just kind of showing you the behaviors. This is definitely not a bottoming area as of yet. That was just only on the 5 minute, and that's why I did that reversal. That was for you to get out of a trade. That's what you're looking for all the time when you're in trades. Train your eye to this. This is a perfect example. When this came down, and this happened very quickly. Look at this. This was 10 minutes worth of information. So this candle came down, boom, boom, came right back up. Most of that 5 minutes was spent up here, to be honest, on this candle. So you had already wanted to have been looking at this here and put yourself into the position to be like, I'm going to pull my stop down tight when this starts to run down. I'm going to put it right above this area. So if this candle closes right here and opens and comes right up, it's just going to stop me out. If he pushes away and keeps going down, great, cool. You know, you can go ahead and run the wave on down, right? But anyway, go ahead and like and subscribe, guys. Hang out, ask questions. We're here for you. I want to help you out. Everybody on the team wants to help you out here with Cabrota, and we want to help you be able to become successful in your knowledge and hopefully also in some type of freedom that you're looking for. But we'll see you guys later.